Hi, my name is Ma.Elena Melon. I'm a full-time professor at Tecnológico de Monterrey, and I work with CUDIT in this project. I participated in the part of representing visually the data of the thesis. So next I will show you a little bit how it works and the small details of this visualization. As you can see, this is a virtual representation of all the communication for development theses that have been written from 2000 to 2015. The main criteria that I chose for organizing and showing data was a geographical criteria, since location is very important information for more than 80% of the thesis. Each circle corresponds to a country or region, and its size has to do with the number of theses that talk about this location. In this way, it's very easy to identify which are the countries with more theses. So, for example, South Africa has the biggest number of theses, followed by Kenya, Indonesia, and Sweden. I added an extra special circle that represents theses that do not talk about any specific region. This thesis represents around 16% of all the theses that were written. Now, in the horizontal bar that you can see below, you can read the exact number of theses for the selected location and the total number of theses until the selected year. At the top there is a timeline that lets you move through time and see how the number of theses has grown and the locations have expanded. So for example, if I move to 2005, you will see that the total number of theses by that year was 48, and that 6 from those 48 theses were related to Indonesia. At the left side, there is a graph that shows the same information as a percentage. I try to make the interaction very easy, so you just need to move the mouse over the different circles to obtain information. If you click on a circle, for example, the one that corresponds to Kenya, you will read the list of theses from that country, starting with the most recent. The timeline continues to work in this part of the project because it is important to check how theses have grown in that specific country or region. Moving from a more general vision to a more specific one, if you click over the circle that is located at the left side of the thesis name, you will be able to read all the details that are stored about the thesis. In case there is a link to the thesis document, you will be able to jump to it. Returning to the map, at the bottom, there are different criteria that can be chosen, and there will be different values for each criteria. In the case of locations, we have continents represented in different colors. America is green, Europe is red, Africa is purple, and so on. All continents can be seen at the same time. It becomes clear in this way that the biggest number of theses corresponds to Africa. After locations, we can see gender. So you can select women and realize that around 70% of theses have been written by women and that are spread all around the world. If you select men, you will learn that only a few theses talk about America. Selecting both, you can compare which countries have more theses written by women and which by men. If you select a country or a region, you will learn more about that specific location. For example, all theses in Argentina were written by women, while all theses in Zambia were written by men. South Africa has almost the same number of theses written by women and men. Color gives you this information, as you can see. There are 5 different objectives. From the size of the circles, we can see that most theses evaluate and examine. But now, since there can be several theses for a country, and each thesis can have several objectives, I decided to use as color for a circle the one that corresponds to the most popular objective in that country or region. So, for example, most theses in Ghana examine, while Brazil has only one thesis that describes, explains, and evaluates. The same thing happens with the registration technique. In this case, we chose to represent only 5 registration techniques since there were many of them. Egypt, for example, uses interview, case of study, and discourse analysis, while Brazil uses participant observation and interview. About study objects, media is the most popular one by far all around the world, followed by development. And finally, 19 keywords were chosen. 11 theses talk about radio, and these theses are all in Africa and Asia. The same thing happens with democracy. If the keywords criteria is still selected and you choose a country, you will see all the keywords for that country. The pink color shows us that most popular keyword in South Africa is community, while in Argentina is youth, and in Spain is discourse. If you display the list of theses for a country, you will be able to change from one criteria to the other and see the different colors that correspond to the thesis. So very quickly, you can see which theses are from women, which theses have as an objective to examine, or which theses have as keyword media. All this information that is displayed here in a visual manner is stored in an Excel file. Each row corresponds to a thesis, while each column corresponds to a specific information, for example, the title, the gender, the location, or the registration technique. We used codes to represent the different values for continents, objectives, registration techniques, and keywords, so that it would be easy for the program to read and interpret this information. Well, thank you very much for your attention. I hope this visual representation is useful and interesting for you. And well, right now it's available in a temporal host, the one that is shown in the screen. And well, if you have any feedback or comments for us, they are all welcome. Thank you very much.